My name is Rivera. I'm the installation manager here at Laketown Speed and Sound in Draper, Utah. I've been in the industry for 22 years, 18 of those being here at Laketown. The vehicle project I have chosen to spotlight is an 06 Airstream Skydeck RV we were commissioned to build for Western Governors University. This was a very unique project with an equally unique backstory. A couple of years ago, we were commissioned to do a complete overhaul and floor plan remodel on an 04 Airstream Skydeck RV for a software company out of American Fork, Utah named Domo Incorporated. They presented us with a full set of professional renderings of their vision and asked us if it could be done. We accepted the challenge and began the complete disassembly and remodeling of the interior. Let's fast forward a little. The Domo project was completed months later. Client was happy, and after a hefty check, so were we. My boss made a comment to the effect of, "That wasn't too bad, will you do it again?" I immediately said no. It was easily one of the hardest, if not the hardest project I was ever involved in. At the end, was it rewarding seeing this beautiful RV with a new layout all lit up? Absolutely. Would I want to do it all again anytime soon? At that time, I would have said no. Let's fast forward a bit once again. About 2 years have passed and many projects have been completed since the Domo build. One day the boss calls me into his office and says, "Hey, I have something to run by you." I don't know why, but I had a weird feeling where he was going with this. Maybe it was his cheeky grin. I immediately said, "Dude, don't even." He followed with a laugh and proceeded to tell me that he was contacted by Western Governors University and they wanted us to replicate what we did for the Domo bus. My mouth dropped. I replied, "Are you serious? What kind of RV?" In which he replied, "It's an 06 Airstream Skydeck." Now mind you, before the Domo project, I have never heard of an Airstream Skydeck, and now we're getting ready to build a second one within a 3-year period. For those who are not aware, the Airstream Skydeck is a full-size RV bus with a full aluminum paneled interior and ceiling. An advantage of having built one already is being able to draw a little inspiration from that first build and to build this one with the same dedication but with an original flair. This latest project, with the addition of being a full gut out and floor plan remodel, will also include a complete wiring upgrade to include Cat 6 throughout the cabin and outside the Skydeck due to the RV being a rolling cloud-based techmobile, complete with DJ hookups and will be used for recruitment and outdoor events throughout the United States. This build features the latest in smart technology equipment and mobile cloud computing capabilities. Here you can see what the original interior looked like before we proceeded to do the demolition and rebuild. Next, I've included some photos showing the interior being fully gutted and disassembled. Here you can see a lot of the wiring that we had to pull out to make it ready for the new upgraded wiring that had to go back in for all the computers and TVs that were being installed. Here you can see some of the new framing work taking shape. Here you can see the Skydeck being stripped before the overhaul. Here I am testing the new limited edition seat from HD Automotive Designs, also known as Home Depot. Tons of wiring had to be restrung to replace old tech cabling such as composite RCAs and antenna coax, and replaced with Ethernet for computer lighting and entertainment, as well as new 12-volt wiring and 110 wiring throughout. More than once I thought to myself, what if it doesn't work when I put it all back together? Just kidding, I marked everything, but as you can see, this was just one small part of this enormous job. I did have plenty of wiring location and assignment schematics to go off of. Here you can see the walls taking shape, also the sound digital amps that feed the coach and the ground zero in-wall speakers. The underdash being formed to house an enclosure for two ground zero uranium 8-inch subwoofers. A Kenwood Exelon DMX 1057XR in its new home. This unit would also have rear and side camera capabilities. Next, we have some progress being made in the interior with acrylic work thanks to the mesh man John Brittle for lasering our logo for us. Now we're talking. Here we have nicely lit sound digital amps and HKI mini DSP with clean wiring to boot. Here I'm having a little fun with 3D designing a housing for two Alpine cameras being used as lane departure advanced driver assistance systems for the bus, allowing easier viewing of blind spots, which in a vehicle of this size comes in very handy. Once the design was finalized, I then proceeded to 3D print the housings on my personal 3D printer. Remember when having tools meant screwdrivers and sockets? Now it's and 3D printers. And here is my Prusa 3D printer in action. A quick mock-up before actual final wrapping and mounting. Here I quickly wrapped the housing with remnant material just for visuals. It will be rewrapped wrinkle-free upon final assembly. Here is the ported enclosure I designed and built for the underseat subwoofer upstairs in the sky deck. This would house a pair of ground zero 10-inch radioactive subs. Upstairs in the sky deck, I fabricated an amp rack and cover to house a Sound Digital Evo Power Sports 2000.4 bridge for the subs and an 800.4 for the mids and highs. Yes, 2800 watts. And who doesn't like motorization? Here we have a cabinet housing a 2-foot by 8-foot long ultra high definition monitor that motorizes out and can be closed at a push of a button. Here I was able to fabricate a mount to house another Alpine camera in a factory location. This was important because the original camera was adjustable up and down for better visibility, but it was black and white. I was able to retrofit the Alpine in the original location while maintaining the adjustability feature from the cockpit, adding yet another advanced driver assistance system to the bus. Now we're getting to see the final product with LED lighting in full display. This bus houses a total of 5 ultra high definition monitors, 4 for the interior and 1 on the exterior. Here we see that the new floor plan has a much larger and open feel, perfect for hosting future university candidates and events across the US. We even got an opportunity to shoot a promotional video on the build for the university. And finally, as for what our client thought of the build and if it met their expectations, well, I'll just let this promotional video speak for itself.
Well, hello there. My name's Kyle Utter. I'm the Senior Regional Manager of Strategic Partnerships, and we're here with the Stagecoach in Evansville, Indiana. Come on in. After today, we'll go to Louisville. After Louisville, we'll go to Cincinnati. So we hope to see you on the Stagecoach Tour.
My design philosophy for system design starts with a consultation with the client to get to know their goal first and foremost. For instance, what about their current system do they feel where it falls short? This allows me to tailor the new design to hit that target goal. Once we have an idea of the goal on the performance, we move on to the execution of the install. Is the client looking for an OEM style install, or are they leaning towards custom? For this portion of my presentation, I chose a 2022 VW Atlas with the premium Fender audio system. The client came in with the goal of doing a sound quality upgrade that would elevate the listening experience well above his factory, his current system. So we chose to do DSP amplifiers from JL Audio and some speakers all the way around from Full Call Audio. My first order of business was getting a clean signal. This is where I got the opportunity to use a new tool that I purchased. It's an OBD reflash tool made by OBD11, this little guy right here. It allowed me to flash the system from Fender to factory non-amplified, giving me high-level outputs, flat signal that I was able to feed into the JL Audio VXI amplifiers without having to use a preamp level. So with the OEM integration handled, now came the presentation and the installation portion of the build. My client did have a couple of requests. Number one, full functionality of the third row seat had to be intact. And number two, he did want a simple custom presentation when he did want to show it off, but it all had to fit underneath the factory lower luggage compartment. So when he put the cover back on, it all looked factory, and the rest of the vehicle's functionality is intact. Here we see what I came up with. I utilized magnets and came up with a way to slide the beauty board back along the magnets, allowing the seats to be completely folded down. Then you can go ahead and slide the beauty board back forward, and they relock via the magnets, reinstall the factory floorboard, and now he has all the storage room that he needs. Remove the floorboard, slide the cover back, relift the seats back into their original position, reinstall the floorboard, and now you regain your three-row seating. That was one, that was the way we came up with being able to give them under the floor full custom install, but full functionality of his SUV. Troubleshooting is a very important part of my job, so I make sure that I have the proper tools to help me troubleshoot as efficiently as possible. My clients, they really do appreciate when I can find a solution to their issues outside of installing like normal gear and stuff like that. So I have to make sure that I have the proper tools and keep my skills up in order to make sure that I could do that troubleshooting as efficient as I can. Some of the things that I have obviously are going to be meters, oscopes. I have RTA, along with tools and diagnostic tools, OB2 scanners and things of that sort that's going to help me facilitate troubleshooting issues. The example I chose to use for troubleshooting was on a Ferrari California that a client brought in for a custom audio upgrade. The vehicle had some issues with the locking mechanism being inconsistent. So I expressed to the client that I would take a look at it and see if I could find a solution. So I proceeded to disassemble the door panel and began taking some measurements with the meter to determine if the locking assembly was actually getting the power that it needed. So after I determined that the locking mechanism did have the 12 volts that it needed, the next step was to go ahead and take the locking assembly off, which I did, and given an inspection, and I came to find out that the cabling was bent and putting a lot of tension on the actual assembly. So opened up the assembly, and due to that cable being bent, it broke some of the gears, and that's where his inconsistent locking and unlocking was happening. So I was able to source some brand new locking mechanisms from I believe it was Scuderia.com, which is an authorized Ferrari, genuine Ferrari parts reseller out of California. So I went ahead and ordered a new locking mechanism, went ahead and installed it. Everything worked flawless, which was great because not only were we able to give the customer a nice high-end audio system that sounded great, but I was able to also give him the added service benefit of fixing some issues on his Ferrari and then try to get it back to whole as much as possible. Hi, my name is Rivera. I'm the installation manager here at Laketown Speed and Sound in Draper, Utah. I've been in the industry for 22 years, 18 of those being here at Laketown. I would describe my evolution in the last year as pretty much ongoing. After the industry awards last year, I came back and decided that I wanted to work on some of the things that I saw that maybe I needed to work on. One of those things being time management. Not only am I the installation manager here on Lake Town, but I'm also actively an installer slash fabricator, and at the same time, I also kind of help out a little bit on the back end on the front to kind of give my sales guys kind of a backup whenever necessary. Some of these things can get kind of daunting, all these responsibilities. Say I'm working on a vehicle and I have a tech that needs help. I must pull off, go help that tech out, make sure that that he's being guided in the right direction so that he can go ahead and keep going. I will come back and continue my job. Sometimes the distraction can be a little bit more than can be handled in a timely fashion. So yeah, working on the time management to make sure that I stay on task and do a better job with management of my time. As the installation manager, my daily routine consists of installing fabrication, but on top of that is being available for 5 other installers that I have underneath me when they come up to me for guidance and need help with one of the installs that they may have. I have to make sure that those guys have everything they need to succeed, and then I will go back and continue the duties that I have. Sometimes a lot of these things can be a little daunting and can seem a little chaotic because I feel like sometimes I'm getting pulled from all ways, but I'm taking active steps to improve that, and I can see myself making some headway in that. So there's always things that I can do to be better. Some of the things that I've done is some online training on time management, also just basic management trainings online, attendance of some trainings such as Knowledge Fest. I at least try to do 2 Knowledge Fests a year to try to keep that information fresh and stuff like that. Also joined a couple of Facebook groups that revolve around our industry with management and things of that sort. So yeah, keep on working on it until one day we perfect it. Education and training that I received in the last year to better my craft will be the main one is the Knowledge Fest. I attend 2 Knowledge Fests. I try to do 2 of them every year. Again, my favorite one would be in the industry awards, of course, and the one in Dallas. That's a hot one for me. I'm also MECP skilled certified. Currently waiting for the expert level to come out. Been waiting for a little while on that one, but once that comes out, I'll be right on it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing to make sure that I stay ahead of the game, or at least caught up with what's going on in the industry and staying current with technology. Some education and personal achievements that would keep me motivated to grow in the upcoming year will be continuing my learning and by attending things like Knowledge Fest. Once again, the MECP certification. Once that expert comes out, we'll be all over that to get that certification. Personal would be, of course, continuing to participate in the industry awards for the second year. I made top 50. I just started last year, so it's a pretty good achievement for me. Anyways, I feel truly honored that I started late in the game, but I've been in the game for a very long time. And last year was my first time being in the top 50. This year, I made the top 50 again. On top of that, I was there in the top 12. Didn't make alternate, so I guess I'm in the top 13. Got an email stating that someone gracefully bowed out, so that moved me up in order to participate in the top 12, which I'm truly stoked, and hopefully I'm doing some justice. And I'm in the running with a lot of really talented guys, so I'm super humbled. It's definitely a great honor to be where I'm at right now. One of the things that makes it even that much more important to me is having my son, Junior. who's also a finalist for Rookie Salesman of the Year. So it's really hard to describe in words what I'm feeling about that. Being able to go to the industry awards and sit there next to my son. You know, when I started in this industry, he was in a stroller. He was doing his time. So for all these years to have gone past, for all the time and energy that I put into this industry, to today be next to these talented guys in the top 12, and to be able to share that with my son also being in the running as a finalist is surreal. It's amazing. It's amazing. So that alone will keep me motivated for growth and to come back and keep on doing better and being involved and continue loving this industry that I've given 22 years to. My role in the store will be that of an installer, a fabricator, integrator. From there, I'm also the manager, so I have to make sure that my crew has everything that they need to succeed, that I take all the roadblocks out of the way to make sure that they can get their job done efficiently and be able to succeed in our mission of customer satisfaction. Another role that I have, of course, is making sure that our customers are taken care of, make sure that their needs are met, and that they're happy with the product that we deliver. Hopefully my fellow co-workers will see that as me leading by example. I don't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And these are traits that I've learned in the Marine Corps. As a leader, you lead by example. You lead from the front. You don't lead from the rear. So those are some of the things that I bring into my daily work. Is making sure that I'm actually being a good example and for my guys and for the store. Some of the roles and activities within the industry that I currently participate in is one being an active attendee of Knowledge Fest, of course. I'm also belong to a couple of different Facebook groups in the industry. I really like those groups because those groups are particularly have a lot of members, fellow installers, fellow professionals, and it's kind of like a think tank where we all can congregate and exchange ideas and solutions for problems that that arise every day in the shop and stuff like that. So that's actually I really like being active in those Facebook groups and such. Another thing that I would love to do in the future is maybe be a little bit more active on the back end. Would love to be in the Envy magazine, whether that's a feature or whether that's a column helping others. Share some of my experiences. I think those are some of the things that I currently do and would love to do in the future to better the industry. I would love to be active in it, and anything I can do, I'm open for it, and I'm here at the industry's disposal. So for the big question, what qualifies me to be the best of the best installer of the year? Right off the bat, anyone in the top 50, I believe, has put in the time and effort and the dedication that will make them candidates for installer of the year. If not, they wouldn't be in the top 50. The guys in the top 12, certainly, there's a lot of guys on that list, if not all of them, that I look up to, and I look towards for guidance and leadership. I'm truly honored to be listed in that list. But me personally, I put in a lot of time into this industry. I've been doing it for 22 years. A lot of learning, a lot of training. I've always put my customer first. At the end of the day, my philosophy with that would be, if I can make my customer happy, if I can deliver them deliver on their needs, and they leave with a smile, then everything that's happened before that, up to that point, whether it's good or bad, whether an installation was difficult, whether it was hard, didn't go as planned, up to the delivery, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as long as my client is satisfied, is happy, has a smile on their face, and really enjoyed what we delivered, I would say that that's mission accomplished in my eyes, and maybe even in theirs. That would qualify me to be an installer of the year. Is making sure that I deliver that experience to my clients. And I think over the last 22 years, I've done a heck of a job of putting my clients first and making sure that regardless of what led up to the delivery of the vehicle, that what they see, what they experience, it puts a smile on their face. So I would say that would be one of the things that, one of the main things that would make me qualified to be an installer of the year is putting on that face of our industry and delivering the customer a great experience, an experience that they will never forget, actually.